Hello, my beautiful friend. I want you to take a deep breath with me right now. Just breathe in slowly and let that breath fill every part of your being. As you exhale, I want you to know that you are exactly where you need to be at this moment. You didn't find this message by accident. There are no accidents in this universe of ours. You are here because your heart is ready to receive something magnificent, something that has been waiting for you all along. I know that life may feel heavy right now. Perhaps you've been carrying burdens that seem too much to bear. Maybe you've been wondering when things will finally shift in your favor, when the struggles will ease, when the answers will come. I understand that feeling of being in a waiting room of life, watching others receive their blessings while you wonder if you've been forgotten. But sweet soul, I'm here to tell you something that will change everything. God is about to do a miracle in your life, and it's already in motion. You see, miracles aren't just grand, dramatic events that happen to special people. Miracles are the natural order of love, and love is your birthright. Every single day, the universe is conspiring to bring you exactly what you need for your highest good. Sometimes we can't see it because we're looking for it to appear in a certain way at a certain time through certain people. But divine love is so much more creative than our limited thinking. Right now, as I speak these words to you, there are forces of good working on your behalf. There are doors preparing to open, hearts preparing to soften, opportunities preparing to present themselves. The very cells in your body are responding to this truth because your body knows what your mind sometimes forgets, that you are a beloved child of the universe, deserving of all good things. I want you to place your hand on your heart right now. Feel that gentle rhythm, that faithful beating that has been with you since your very first moment of life. That heartbeat is proof that life wants you here. That heartbeat is proof that you matter. That heartbeat is the universe saying yes to your existence, yes to your dreams, yes to your healing, yes to your joy. The miracle that's coming to you isn't just about external circumstances changing, though they will. It's about you awakening to the truth of who you really are. You are not a victim of life. You are a co-creator with the divine. You are not powerless. You are filled with infinite potential. You are not alone. You are surrounded by love that most people can't even see. I know it's been difficult. I know there have been nights when you've cried yourself to sleep, wondering if anyone cares, if anything will ever change. I know there have been moments when you felt so small, so insignificant in this vast world. But those feelings, while real and valid, are not the truth of who you are. Those feelings are just old programming, old beliefs that have been handed down through generations, old wounds that are ready to be healed. The beautiful thing about miracles is that they don't require you to be perfect. They don't require you to have it all figured out. They don't require you to be further along on your spiritual journey than you are right now. Miracles require only one thing: your willingness to believe that love is stronger than fear, that good is more powerful than evil, that light always overcomes darkness. God sees you exactly as you are in this moment and finds you completely lovable. Not the version of you that you think you should be, not the person you'll become when you finally get your life together, but you, right here, right now, with all your beautiful imperfections and wounded places and dreams that feel too big for your current reality. This is the you that divine love adores. The miracle that's stirring in your life right now is like a seed that's been planted in rich, dark soil. You can't see it yet, but it's there, gathering strength, growing roots, preparing to break through into the light. This is how divine timing works. This is how the universe orchestrates the perfect conditions for your breakthrough. I want you to know that every prayer you've whispered, every tear you've cried, every moment you've felt lost or alone has been heard. Nothing has been wasted. Everything has been preparing you for what's coming next. Your pain has been developing your capacity for compassion. Your struggles have been building your spiritual strength. Your waiting has been teaching you patience and deepening your faith. Divine timing operates on a completely different system than human timing. We want things to happen quickly, dramatically, obviously. We want to see immediate results from our prayers and our positive thinking. But the universe works like a master gardener, preparing the soil of our lives with such care, such attention to detail, making sure that when our miracle blooms, it will be more beautiful and lasting than anything we could have forced to happen on our timeline. The universe sees the bigger picture of your life. It sees not just what you want right now, but what will truly fulfill you in the long run. It sees not just your immediate needs, but the person you're becoming through this process. It sees not just your current circumstances, but the impact your transformation will have on everyone whose life you touch. Sometimes what looks like a delay is actually divine protection. Sometimes what feels like a closed door is actually the universe redirecting you towards something far better than what you originally asked for. Sometimes what appears to be a setback is actually a setup for the most beautiful comeback you've ever experienced. The challenge with divine timing is that it requires us to surrender our need to control outcomes. It asks us to trust when we can't see the full picture. It invites us to have faith when the evidence around us suggests otherwise. This surrender isn't about being passive or giving up on our dreams. It's about aligning our will with divine will, knowing that what's meant for us will never pass us by. Think about the seasons in nature. Spring doesn't rush because we're tired of winter. Summer doesn't arrive early because we're impatient for warmth. Fall doesn't hurry because we're ready for change. Each season comes in its perfect time, bringing exactly what the earth needs for balance and growth. Your life operates on this same natural rhythm, this same divine schedule that honors both your readiness and the readiness of all the elements that need to come together for your miracle. Right now, the universe is arranging people, circumstances, opportunities, and experiences that will serve your highest good. People who need to meet you are being guided toward your path. Resources that will support your dreams are being prepared. Doors that will open for you are being unlocked. Healing that will free you is already beginning in the invisible realm of spirit. But often, before our miracles can manifest, we need to clear away the blocks that have been preventing them from flowing into our lives. These blocks aren't punishment or proof that we're not worthy. They're simply old patterns, limiting beliefs, and emotional wounds that have been creating resistance to the good that wants to come to us. The most common block to miracles is the belief that we don't deserve them. Somewhere along the way, many of us learned that we have to earn love, that we have to be perfect to be worthy, that we have to suffer to appreciate joy. These beliefs create invisible barriers around our hearts, keeping out the very blessings we're praying for. Another major block is our attachment to how we think our miracles should look. We get so focused on a specific outcome, a particular person, a certain opportunity, that we miss the miracles that are actually trying to reach us in different forms. The universe is infinitely creative, and often our greatest blessings come disguised as something we never would have asked for. Resentment and unforgiveness are like spiritual concrete around our hearts. When we hold on to anger toward others or ourselves, we create dense energy that blocks the flow of love and miracles. This doesn't mean we have to approve of harmful behavior or pretend that painful experiences didn't happen. It means we choose to release the poison of resentment for our own freedom and well-being. Fear is another powerful block to miracles. Fear of disappointment keeps us from hoping. Fear of unworthiness keeps us from receiving. Fear of change keeps us stuck in familiar misery rather than stepping into unfamiliar blessing. Fear of success keeps us playing small rather than claiming our divine inheritance. But here's what I want you to know about these blocks. They can all be dissolved with love. Every limiting belief can be transformed through the power of self-compassion. Every old wound can be healed through the medicine of forgiveness. Every fear can be overcome through the strength of faith. The process of clearing these blocks isn't about fighting against them or forcing them away. It's about bringing loving awareness to them, understanding how they developed, and gently releasing them with gratitude for how they once tried to protect us. These patterns served a purpose at one time, but now they're ready to be transformed so that we can step into the fullness of who we're meant to be. Forgiveness is perhaps the most powerful tool we have for clearing blocks to miracles. When we forgive, we don't condone harmful behavior or pretend that painful experiences were okay. We simply choose to release ourselves from the prison of resentment. We choose to stop giving our precious life energy to situations and people that are in the past. Forgiveness starts with forgiving ourselves. We must release ourselves from the burden of perfectionism, from the weight of past mistakes, from the harsh judgment we've carried toward our own human imperfections. We must learn to treat ourselves with the same kindness we would offer a beloved friend who was struggling. As we clear these blocks, we create space for miracles to flow into our lives. We become like clear channels for divine love to move through us and to us. Our energy shifts from resistance to receptivity, from fear to faith, from scarcity to abundance. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but every moment of loving awareness, every act of forgiveness, every choice for faith over fear moves us closer to our miracle. When we begin to clear away these old blocks and patterns, we create sacred space for divine love to fill our hearts and our lives. But sometimes, even when we've done the inner work, we still struggle to receive the miracles that are trying to reach us. This happens because we haven't yet fully understood our own worthiness, our own inherent value as children of the divine. You see, beloved, your worthiness isn't something you earn through good behavior or positive thinking or helping others or being spiritual enough. Your worthiness is built into the very fabric of your being. It was established the moment you took your first breath, when divine love said yes to your existence. You are worthy of miracles not because of what you do, but because of who you are at your core, a unique expression of infinite love. Many of us were taught that love is conditional, that we have to be perfect to deserve good things, that we must suffer to appreciate joy. These teachings, however well-intentioned, have created a deep wound in our relationship with ourselves and with the divine. They've made us believe that we must constantly prove our value instead of simply knowing it as truth. Divine love doesn't work this way. Divine love is like the sun. It shines on everyone equally, regardless of their past, their mistakes, their current circumstances, or their level of spiritual development. The sun doesn't choose to shine only on those who deserve it. It simply shines because that's its nature. And divine love flows to you because that's its nature, to love unconditionally, without reservation, without judgment. Self-love isn't selfish or narcissistic. It's the foundation upon which all healthy relationships are built, including your relationship with the divine. When you love yourself, you're able to receive love from others and from the universe. When you appreciate your own value, you naturally attract experiences that reflect that value back to you. When you treat yourself with kindness, you create an energy field that draws kindness from the world around you. The relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. If you're constantly criticizing yourself, judging yourself, or believing you're not enough, you'll unconsciously attract people and situations that mirror those beliefs back to you. But when you begin to see yourself through the eyes of divine love, when you begin to treat yourself as the precious being you truly are, everything in your outer world begins to shift to match this new inner reality. Connecting with the source of all good isn't about following a particular religion or spiritual practice, though these can certainly be helpful. It's about recognizing that there's a loving intelligence at work in the universe, a force that wants nothing but your highest good. This force has been called by many names throughout history: God, universe, source, divine love, higher power. The name doesn't matter as much as the recognition that you're not alone in this journey of life. This divine source is always available to you, always ready to guide you, comfort you, and provide for you. You don't have to earn access to this love through perfect behavior or spiritual achievement. You don't have to qualify for divine guidance through years of meditation or prayer. This love is your birthright, as natural and available to you as the air you breathe. Trusting in unconditional love means releasing the fear that you have to manage everything in your life through your own limited understanding and resources. It means knowing that there's a wisdom far greater than your own working on your behalf, orchestrating events and opportunities for your benefit even when you can't see how everything will work out. This trust doesn't mean becoming passive or irresponsible. It means taking inspired action while knowing that you're supported by infinite love. It means doing your part while trusting that the universe will do its part. It means planting seeds through your choices and actions while knowing that divine love will provide the sun and rain needed for those seeds to grow into beautiful manifestations. As you align more deeply with divine love, you'll begin to notice that the universe is constantly communicating with you, offering guidance, reassurance, and direction for your path. This communication doesn't usually come in dramatic, unmistakable ways. More often, it comes through subtle signs, meaningful coincidences, and gentle nudges that we might miss if we're not paying attention. The universe speaks to us through synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be random. You might think of someone you haven't spoken to in years, and then they call you that same day. You might be struggling with a decision, and then you hear a song on the radio with lyrics that seem to speak directly to your situation. You might be walking down the street feeling discouraged, and then you see a license plate or billboard with exactly the message you needed to hear. These aren't accidents. These are love letters from the universe, gentle reminders that you're being watched over, guided, and cared for in ways you might not always recognize. When you begin to pay attention to these signs, when you start to see the patterns and connections, you realize that divine intelligence is always at work in your life, always trying to move you toward your highest good. Sometimes the universe speaks to us through other people. A stranger might offer you exactly the encouragement you needed to hear. A friend might share a book or opportunity that changes the course of your life. A child might say something innocent that contains profound wisdom for your situation. When we're open to receiving guidance from unexpected sources, we discover that divine love uses everyone and everything as potential messengers. Your intuition is another powerful way the universe communicates with you. That quiet inner voice, that gut feeling, that sense of knowing that comes without logical explanation. This is divine wisdom speaking directly to your soul. Learning to trust your intuition is like learning to hear the voice of love itself, guiding you toward choices that serve your highest good. Often our intuition speaks to us through our body. You might feel expansion and lightness when you're moving in the right direction, or contraction and heaviness when you're moving away from your path. You might feel drawn to certain places, people, or opportunities without knowing why, only to discover later that these impulses were leading you exactly where you needed to go. The key to recognizing divine guidance is developing a quiet mind and an open heart. When we're constantly busy, worried, or stressed, we often miss the subtle messages that are trying to reach us. But when we create moments of stillness in our day, when we take time to breathe and center ourselves, we become more receptive to the loving communication that's always flowing toward us. Prayer and meditation aren't the only ways to connect with divine guidance. You might receive clarity while walking in nature, taking a shower, cooking a meal, or engaged in any activity that allows your mind to relax and your heart to open. The universe is always ready to communicate with us. We just need to create space to receive the transmission. As you learn to recognize and trust these divine communications, you'll discover that you're never truly alone or without guidance. Every challenge you face, every decision you need to make, every dream you want to pursue, divine love is right there with you, offering support, wisdom, and direction. You simply need to ask, listen, and trust what you receive. One of the most powerful ways to align with divine love and open to miracles is through the practice of gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a nice spiritual concept or a positive thinking technique. It's a magnetic force that draws more blessings into your life by shifting your energy from lack to abundance, from fear to love, from resistance to receptivity. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you're essentially telling the universe, "More of this, please." You're sending out a signal that you recognize and appreciate the good that's already present in your life, which creates space for even more good to flow in. Gratitude is like tuning your radio to the frequency of abundance. Suddenly you can receive all the beautiful music that was always there, but that you couldn't hear before. But gratitude goes deeper than just attracting more material blessings. When you practice genuine appreciation, you begin to see your life through the eyes of love rather than the eyes of fear. You start to notice beauty where you once saw only problems. You begin to recognize gifts where you once felt only lack. You discover miracles that were always present, but that you had been too focused on what was missing to see. Gratitude for what's already present in your life builds faith for what's yet to come. When you regularly acknowledge the ways you've been provided for, protected, guided, and blessed, you develop an unshakable knowing that this divine care will continue. You begin to trust that if the universe has taken such good care of you so far, it will certainly continue to do so in the future. This faith isn't blind optimism or denial of real challenges. It's a deep knowing that comes from experience, from recognizing the pattern of divine love that has been present throughout your entire life. Even in your darkest moments, even when you felt most alone, divine love was there, working behind the scenes, holding you, guiding you, preparing better things for your future. Building this kind of faith requires practice. Start by looking back over your life and noticing all the times when things worked out, when you were provided for just when you needed it most, when doors opened that you never could have opened yourself, when you were protected from dangers you didn't even know existed. These aren't coincidences. They're evidence of divine love actively working in your life. Every morning when you wake up, you can choose to focus on what you're grateful for before your mind starts racing toward worries and problems. Every evening before you sleep, you can reflect on the gifts of the day, even if it was a difficult day. Every challenge you face can become an opportunity to practice faith, to trust that divine love is working even in circumstances you don't understand. The magnetic power of appreciation works because like attracts like in this universe of energy. When you vibrate with gratitude, you naturally draw more experiences worth being grateful for. When you approach life with appreciation, you become a magnet for beauty, kindness, opportunities, and blessings that others might miss because they're focused on what's wrong rather than what's right. This doesn't mean pretending that problems don't exist or that painful experiences aren't real. It means choosing to focus your attention and energy on what's working, what's beautiful, what's possible, what's already blessed in your life. This focus doesn't solve every problem, but it shifts your energy in a way that allows solutions to emerge more easily and allows you to navigate challenges from a place of strength rather than victimhood. As you develop this foundation of gratitude and faith, you're naturally preparing yourself to receive the miracles that have been waiting for you. But sometimes, even when we've done the inner work and cleared the blocks, we still struggle to actually receive the good that's trying to come to us. This happens because many of us have learned to give, to serve, to help others, but we've never learned how to gracefully accept gifts, love, and blessings when they're offered to us. Learning to receive is just as important as learning to give. In fact, they're two sides of the same coin. When you refuse to receive love, appreciation, help, or gifts from others, you're actually blocking the natural flow of abundance in the universe. You're saying no to the very blessings you've been praying for, often without even realizing it. This difficulty with receiving usually stems from feelings of unworthiness that run so deep we're not even conscious of them. You might find yourself deflecting compliments, refusing help when you need it, feeling guilty when good things happen to you, or sabotaging opportunities that come your way. These responses aren't character flaws. They're protective mechanisms that developed when you learned it wasn't safe to shine, to have needs, or to be blessed. Perhaps you grew up in an environment where receiving attention or gifts felt dangerous, where being noticed meant being criticized or hurt. Perhaps you learned that your value came from what you could do for others, not from who you were as a person. Perhaps you absorbed the message that good people sacrifice themselves for others, and that wanting good things for yourself was selfish or wrong. But divine love wants you to receive. The universe delights in blessing you, in showering you with gifts, in providing for your every need. When you open your arms and your heart to receive these blessings with grace and appreciation, you're actually honoring the divine source from which they come. You're saying yes to love, yes to abundance, yes to the truth that you are worthy of all good things. Opening to receive requires a fundamental shift in how you see yourself and your place in the universe. Instead of seeing yourself as someone who must earn love through perfect behavior, you begin to see yourself as someone who is naturally loved and worthy of blessing. Instead of believing you must give until it hurts to prove your worth, you begin to understand that healthy giving flows from a full cup, not an empty one. This shift doesn't make you selfish or lazy. When you allow yourself to receive love, support, and abundance, you actually become more capable of giving authentically. When your own needs are met, when your own heart is full, you can give from overflow rather than from depletion. You can serve others from strength rather than from neediness. Practical exercises can help you develop your capacity to receive. Start small. Allow someone to buy you coffee. Accept a compliment without deflecting it. Let a friend help you with a task you've been struggling with alone. Notice what comes up when you try to receive these simple gifts. Do you feel guilty? Unworthy? Afraid of owing something in return? Simply observe these feelings with compassion, knowing that they're old programming that can be gently transformed. Practice saying thank you When someone offers you a gift, a compliment, or assistance, instead of explaining why you don't deserve it or immediately trying to give something back, practice breathing in appreciation, letting it fill your heart completely before you exhale. Practice looking in the mirror and receiving your own love, your own approval, your own recognition of how far you've come. The art of allowing miracles to flow into your life is about becoming a clear, open channel for divine love. It's about releasing the blocks of unworthiness, fear, and control that have been interrupting the natural flow of blessings. It's about trusting that the universe knows how to care for you even better than you know how to care for yourself. As you become more skilled at receiving, you'll find that you also need to balance this openness with inspired action. Faith without action is incomplete, just as action without faith leads to struggle and burnout. The key is learning to take action that feels aligned, guided, and joyful rather than forced, desperate, or fear-based. Inspired action feels different from regular action. It comes from inner guidance rather than external pressure. It feels expansive rather than contracting. It energizes you rather than depleting you. When you're taking inspired action, you feel like you're swimming with the current of life rather than against it. This kind of action requires you to slow down enough to listen to your inner wisdom before you move. Instead of rushing into activity because you think you should or because you're afraid of missing out, you take time to feel into what wants to emerge through you. You ask yourself questions like, what would love do? What feels most aligned right now? What action would bring me joy while serving my highest good? Sometimes inspired action is big and dramatic. Quitting a job that's draining your soul, moving to a new city, starting a creative project you've been dreaming about for years. But more often, inspired action is small and simple, making a phone call you've been avoiding, signing up for a class that interests you, having a conversation that's been weighing on your heart, taking a walk in nature when you feel overwhelmed. The universe often guides us toward our miracles through a series of small, seemingly insignificant actions. Each step prepares us for the next one, building our confidence, expanding our capacity, and moving us into alignment with what we're meant to experience. You don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. You just need to trust that each guided action will reveal the next one. Listening for divine guidance in your daily choices becomes easier with practice. You start to notice the difference between the voice of fear and the voice of love. Fear speaks loudly, urgently, demanding immediate action based on worst-case scenarios. Love speaks quietly, gently, offering guidance that feels peaceful even when it's asking you to step outside your comfort zone. When you're considering a potential action, take a moment to breathe deeply and feel into it with your whole being. Does it make you feel excited and alive, even if it's a little scary? Does it align with your values and your vision for your life? Does it feel like a yes in your body, or does it create tension and resistance? Your body is a beautiful guidance system. Learn to trust what it's telling you. Moving forward with trust and courage doesn't mean you'll never feel afraid. It means you'll learn to feel the fear and move forward anyway when your inner guidance is clear. It means you'll understand that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's love in action despite fear. Every time you choose to trust your guidance over your fear, you strengthen your faith and open yourself to even greater miracles. Small steps often lead to miraculous outcomes because they create momentum in the direction of your dreams. When you take one small action toward what you want, the universe responds by providing resources, opportunities, and support for the next step. Each action is like a vote of confidence in your dreams, a signal to the universe that you're serious about creating positive change in your life. As you continue taking these guided actions and opening to receive the blessings that flow from them, You begin to live in what we might call miracle consciousness. This is a state of awareness where you recognize that miracles aren't rare, special events that happen to lucky people. They're the natural result of aligning with divine love and allowing that love to express itself through your life. Living in miracle consciousness means maintaining awareness of the divine presence that's always with you. It means remembering throughout your day that you're not alone, that you're not just a human being struggling through life by willpower and luck. You're a spiritual being having a human experience, connected to infinite love, wisdom, and power. This awareness doesn't require you to be in meditation or prayer every moment. It's more like having a quiet knowing in the background of your mind, a gentle remembrance that divine love is working in and through your life, even when you're focused on practical, everyday activities. It's like knowing a beloved friend is nearby, even when you're not actively talking to them. Creating daily practices that support this miracle mindset helps you maintain this awareness even during challenging times. These practices don't have to be elaborate or time-consuming. They can be as simple as taking 3 conscious breaths when you wake up, setting an intention for your day, noticing something beautiful during your lunch break, or expressing gratitude before you go to sleep. Some people find it helpful to have a morning routine that connects them with divine love before they engage with the demands of the day. This might include meditation, prayer, journaling, reading inspirational material, or simply sitting quietly and setting an intention to be open to love and guidance throughout the day. Others prefer to weave moments of spiritual connection throughout their day, saying a silent blessing for the cashier at the grocery store, sending love to someone who's been difficult, taking a moment to appreciate the sunset, or pausing to feel grateful when something goes well. These micro practices help you remember that every moment is an opportunity to choose love over fear, gratitude over complaint, faith over worry. Sharing love and light with others is both a natural result of living in miracle consciousness and a way to strengthen it. When your heart is full of divine love, that love naturally overflows to everyone around you. You find yourself being kinder to strangers, more patient with family members, more compassionate toward people who are struggling, more generous with your time, attention, and resources. This sharing doesn't require grand gestures or dramatic acts of service. Often the most powerful way to share love is through simple presence, really listening when someone needs to talk, offering a genuine smile to someone who looks sad, holding space for someone's pain without trying to fix it, celebrating someone's joy without comparing it to your own situation. As you become a vessel for divine expression, you discover that giving and receiving become one seamless flow. The love you give comes back to you multiplied. The kindness you offer to others creates ripples that eventually return to bless your own life. The light you shine into the world attracts more light back to you. You begin to understand that you're not separate from the source of miracles. You are an expression of that source. Divine love doesn't just work on your behalf, it works through you to bless others. You become a co-creator with the universe, participating in the ongoing miracle of life unfolding in ever more beautiful ways. This understanding transforms how you see yourself and your purpose. You're not just someone hoping for a miracle, you are part of the miracle. Your life, your love, your unique gifts, your healing journey, all of this is contributing to the healing and awakening of our world. Every time you choose love over fear, every time you trust instead of worry, every time you give or receive with an open heart, you're helping to create a more loving world for everyone. My beloved friend, as we come to the end of our time together, I want you to feel the truth of what I'm about to say deep in your bones, deep in your soul, deep in every cell of your being. The miracle that's coming to you isn't just a possibility, it's already happening. Right now, in this very moment, Divine love is moving in your life in ways you can see and in ways you cannot yet see. Every word you've heard today, every insight that has touched your heart, every moment of hope that has stirred within you, these are all part of your miracle unfolding. The fact that you're here, that you're open, that you're willing to believe in something greater than your current circumstances, this is proof that your transformation has already begun. I want to give you an affirmation now, words that carry the power to anchor this truth in your consciousness. I am open and ready to receive the miracle that God is doing in my life. I trust in divine timing. I release all blocks to my good, and I allow love to flow freely to me and through me. I am worthy of miracles, and I accept them with gratitude and grace. Say these words with me now and feel them settling into your heart like seeds of light. Carry them with you in the days ahead. When doubt arises, when fear whispers that nothing will change, when old patterns try to pull you back into limitation, remember these words. Remember this moment. Remember that you are loved beyond measure by a universe that delights in blessing you. Your miracle is not coming to you from some distant future. It's emerging from within you right now, where it has always lived, waiting for this moment of recognition, this opening of your heart, this yes to the fullness of who you are meant to be. Go forward with joy, beautiful soul. Your time of blessing has arrived.